good?
Oh yeah.
Hey everyone, this is another Rockstar Real Estate Minute, and we have a question coming in from Facebook from Barry, and Barry is asking you this question. You ready? Just wondering if anyone can recommend some good reading material on using a corporation in Canada. I can find plenty of books for corporations in the US, not so much in Canada. I'm not so much interested in how to set it up, but more on the benefits and how funds are transferred around, etc. Okay, all right, Barry, here we go. So using corporations in Canada, there's a couple things to think about. The first thing that you should know is they're expensive to set up. You typically need 2 or 3 corporations to set it up properly. So you're going to have legal fees, then you're going to have annual accounting fees, and then the banks, when you set up the bank accounts, are going to charge you monthly fees because these are business accounts and not your personal account. So you have payments and fees everywhere. So that's the first thing. But there are some benefits to doing it. The first thing is liability. If you're holding real estate properties, the advantage of putting them inside a corporation is that if there's any issues come up with the property, it's kind of contained to the corporation for the most part. Get legal advice, all right? So there's some properties you might want to do this with for sure. For example, student rental properties and multi-unit buildings definitely want to be inside a corporation. A single family home, rental property, it's not such a big deal. We're comfortable holding them personally and having proper insurance on them to cover us. So you might not be necessary to do it that way. Taxes. When you use corporations to run a business in Canada, the tax rate in Ontario, it's about 16%. It was supposed to drop, it didn't quite drop, but it's 16 or 15.5%. I'm pretty sure it's 16% right now. And that's for a net profit up to $500,000. So if you run a business and you run a net profit $500,000 or less, which is a pretty big size business, you'll only be taxed at about 16%. That's an advantage to holding stuff inside corporations, but you have to do it in a smart way because the government thinks real estate income is passive business income and it's taxed at a higher rate. So you need to do this stuff properly with the proper accountants to get that lower tax rate. Finally, once you have money inside your corporations, you can move the money that you've paid tax on up to your holding company, one of your corporations, and that way your funds, your money, your savings, whatever you want to call it, is separated away from the active businesses. So it's a way to shield yourself from any situations that might come up with your properties and kind of hold your money in a separate entity. So we use that structure, we like that structure, we know many people who use that structure. You can move the money once you've paid tax in the corporation up to your holding company, tax-free because the holding company owns your corporation. Again, you need legal advice on that kind of stuff. One thing to consider, we tell a lot of people to hold corporations personally because there's a lot of expenses in holding real estate property, including the interest on the mortgages and things like that. And if you're earning T4 income and paying a lot of tax, you can take these expenses against your T4 income and get tax refunds back from the government or pay less tax in general. Again, we're not accountants, you need professional advice, but that's why we don't think everyone should just run towards going to putting their stuff inside corporations. Finally, there's no books we found in Canada that talk about this stuff. There's a couple books about them, but from what we've read, they're not totally accurate, so we don't really recommend them. But we do have some good accountants who know this stuff. If you send an email to minute@rockstarbrokerage.com, we'll share some accountants who are real estate investors themselves and who can talk to you about this. And the reason we love these accountants is they'll talk you out of using a corporation if it's not right for you. They won't just kind of slam you into using a corporation because it means more fees for them. So bottom line is you need good legal advice, you need good accounting advice, and if you email minute@rockstarbrokerage.com, we'll send you that stuff. And if anyone else has a question on anything real estate related, post it on the Facebook page and we'll answer it in one of these Rockstar Minutes. Until next time, your life, your terms.